Hi, my name is Nicole Johnson, and I am your AP Human Geography teacher. I'm very excited to meet and work with everyone this school year, and I can't wait to get started with you next week. I wanted to take a minute to introduce myself and introduce a few things about the class, and then walk parents and students through our Google Sites and our Google Classroom so everyone is kind of ready to go for Tuesday. The first thing I wanted to tell you about is our Google Sites. So, what I discovered last year as we went to remote learning is it became very difficult for parents to keep track of what students were working on because Google Classroom is a little bit difficult because it doesn't allow parents to enter only students. So this school year, I will use both a Google site and a Google Classroom. The Google Classroom will be primarily for students. It will be a place for them to submit work to turn into me. And I'll utilize Google Sites as kind of a place for both students and parents to understand more, get materials for the class, and kind of see what's happening in class every single day. So I would recommend bookmarking the Google Sites page so that way you can easily access it. I will update it frequently, probably most likely daily. I'll be updating it and changing it. And I just wanted to take a second to kind of walk you through the Google Sites so you can kind of see what's on every single page. I do want you to know I'm still working on some changes. So if a few things change between now and the beginning of Tuesday or whenever, that is possible. So just so you know that is the case. So this is the homepage. Just a little bit more about AP Human Geography, kind of what we're covering, a little bit about it. Also under the home tab is some information about me, my family. I've been teaching in the Harlem District for 16 years. And I have a lot of experience teaching freshmen. I have taught mostly freshmen all of those 16 years. So also under here is some remote learning expectations. In a couple of weeks, I don't want to do it right away as we kind of get started. I want everyone to kind of jump in, be able to get their feet wet. But in a few weeks, we will try to do some synchronous learning where everyone who's available can join the classroom at one time. And if you're not available, the lesson will be posted on the Google Classroom for you to access as well. But these are some expectations for, synchronous learning when we're all together in a Google Meets. And then a little bit more about AP Human Geography. So there are 7 units we'll be covering this school year, or this semester, I guess. So just some information about each of those units, kind of what we're covering. We'll start with Unit 1. Just so you know, this school year, we are doing the block schedule. So I will only have students first semester instead of the whole school year. So we will be moving along really quickly. It's about a 2-week span for most units that we'll spend in it. So about 2 weeks, Unit 1 for sure is 2 weeks. And then we'll be taking our first unit test. So we're going to move very quickly. So it's going to be really important that students stay on top of their class assignments. Whether you're remote or you're coming to school the 2 days, you're going to be remote for 3 of those days at least. If some of you 5, some of you 3. So it's really important that you spend the amount of time you need completing all of your work for this class every single day. I would not recommend letting it build up or say, I'm going to work on AP Human on Wednesdays. You will spend a significant chunk of time on Wednesdays working on everything. It's going to be most important that you spend the 45 minutes to an hour a day working on this class. So just so you know, every day I'm planning on about 45 minutes to an hour of in-class activities, there's usually a video every single day just to kind of introduce what we're doing with some directions. And then there's generally some kind of activities that students will be working on that will need to be turned in. And then we will, in a normal school year, we would do everything kind of in class. And then you might do some reading and note-taking outside of class. That will still be the case. So I will give you the 45 minutes to an hour of instruction in class, the in-class time. Then in addition to that, not every day, but you will be required to read and take some Cornell notes out of your textbook. So this is our textbook that we use. Our textbooks I will give them to you the first day you attend school. So if you're coming to school, you'll get them on Tuesday or Wednesday next week. If you are a remote only student, there is pickup still happening. So, or if you couldn't make it to pickup, if you would reach out to me so we can arrange a time for you to get your textbook picked up as soon as possible because you don't want to get behind. So that is a little bit about the class, the different units we will cover. And like I said, it's going to be about 2 weeks per unit, maybe 3 in some cases with some of the units. But so we're going to move along really rapidly. So for all students, but especially remote students, I have an appointment calendar. If you are a remote student, you are going to be required to sign up for an appointment with me every single week. And they're 10-minute or 15-minute appointments. And it's just a time for us to check in together. If you have any questions, so I can see how you're doing, making sure you're staying on top of all of your work. If you have any questions. So you would be able to go to the appointment calendar and you would just click on the appointment and it would pop up with your name. And then it's going to ask you if you want to book the appointment and you would just click yes. And then that time is reserved for you. So that every single week, if you are a remote student, you will need to sign up for an appointment. Now, most of the appointments are on Mondays because on Mondays here at Harlem, we don't have students. So Monday mornings and then Monday afternoons, I have appointment times available. So make sure that's probably the best day to do it. But if that doesn't work for you, I do have some morning times Tuesday through Thursday as well. Just with my schedule, I am off mostly in the morning and then I teach in the afternoon. So I'm not available in the afternoon, but I do have from 9 to 9:30 every single day for appointments, Monday through Thursday, I should say, for appointments for students. So please find a time that works for you. This will be a virtual Google Meets. So to access the Google Meets, to get into the meeting, in our Google Classroom, there is a Google Meets up here on the top left-hand side, left-hand corner. You would just click into it and I'll be in there waiting for you to just have a quick meeting with you. Once we end our meeting or Mondays are over, it will be shut off. So you won't have access to the Google Meets only if there are appointments scheduled or if we're doing some synchronous learning with the Google Meets be turned on. So just know that it's not always there, but if you're planning to meet with me, it should be there and you would just click on it and enter the Google Meets for us to have a quick meeting. Okay. So that's the appointment calendar. Also, if you're coming to school in person and for any reason you would need to go out, you need to quarantine for 14 days or you have to miss because of some other reason, just know that if you're going to be gone for more than a week, you would need to schedule an office hour visit with me as well, even if you're an in-person student. So if any in-person student has to quarantine for 14 days, then you would still need to sign up for a time to meet with me. In that same sense, if I have to quarantine for 14 days, most likely I would fill most of my day with appointments as long as I'm not sick, fill my calendar with appointment times. And every single student, if I'm on quarantine, would need to meet with me so I can check in with everyone, making sure you're doing okay, making sure you're staying on top of stuff, making sure you have any questions. If you don't have any, if you have any questions, okay. So so just know that that's there for you. This is also in the classroom, Google Classroom as well for students, the appointment calendar for them to access as well. Okay, so that's the appointment calendar. The class calendar, this I think is going to be a really handy tool for both students, but also very much for parents. That was the one big complaint I had from parents was they had a really hard time keeping track of when due dates were for their student. They didn't know what was assigned. Well, you would be able to go to our Google Calendar and you'll be able to see when everything's kind of due. So you can see, we have Spatial Concepts is due on the first Friday. Here's the information about it. Have you completed it? And these are live links for students. So students would be able to click on those and go directly to the assignment in the Google Classroom. But unfortunately for parents, because you don't have access to the Google Classroom, it just kind of gives you the description. But this is like when the assignments are. Almost every assignment will always be due on Friday. Monday through Thursday's assignments will be due on Friday by 5:00. Any assignment posted for Friday would be due on Monday by noon. Okay. And you'll notice here the Albert I/O. One of the things you're going to need to work on outside of class is the Albert I/O practice test. And those are going to be due the Wednesday generally before our first test. Our first test is going to open up on the 18th of September. So the Albert IO practice test is going to be due on the 16th. And then when we have our next test with population, you would then, the Albert IO will be due the Wednesday before the test. The test generally will always open up on the Friday, and they'll be open all the way until Monday at noon. So you'd have any time during that week. They will be, in most cases, they will be a timed test, meaning you would only have so much time. This is how the AP exam was taken this year. You would be able to use all of your materials on the test, but you'll have a time limit to complete the writing portion of the test. And then you'll have a short, it's kind of a different type of multiple choice questions, which I'll kind of explain when we get closer. And then the last part of our Google Sites is the assignments page. So the first week, and every week there'll be a new link for the week, but you can kind of see I've been building everything you need to do. And this is still subject to change. So I will be sending this out, but just so you know, things are going to be taken away and put different, I might move things around still. I'm kind of still messing around with things, but like here's what we're working on Tuesday. There's a welcome video you'll need to watch. There's an attendance video you're going to need to watch. It kind of tells you how exactly you take attendance. We're going to sign into AP Classroom, maybe. This is still up in the air. I might need to move that. You're going to sign up for Albert IO. And the links are all live, so it will take you directly to how you sign up. And then I'm going to talk to you about your Ping project, which is a video, and explain to you kind of how to do the Ping project. We're going to talk about vocabulary, and then we have an assignment called the Geography of Me. So these are kind of all the things that we're going to work on Tuesday. So then if we moved on to Wednesday, we have 2 activities. Roughly, I think they should take about 30-ish minutes. The big piece about this too is, and parents and students can let me know, and I will personally lean heavily on my in-person kids to let me know if something is taking a really long time and it took way longer than the 30 minutes I anticipated. You have to let me know, because I have no idea how long things are going to take. It's just an estimate for me. So kind of keep that in mind, all right, as we're kind of moving through. If something's like, gosh, Miss Johnson, that took a really long time, you need to let me know so we can adjust, okay? And then Tuesday's activity, and then Friday's activities aren't live linked quite yet. I'm hoping to get to that today. So this is our Google site. I feel like everything's kind of in here that you're going to need. Kind of explore it. If you have questions, let me know. I am looking, like I said before, I am really looking forward to working with all of you. Before I let you go, I guess I wanted to quick tell you about our AMSCO book as well. So this is a review guide book. This year is so strange because I will only have students first semester and not the full year. So the semester ends January 29th. I will no longer see the students every single day, and our AP exam is not until May 4th. So something like the AMSCO review book might be really helpful for students, because this is your copy. You get to keep it. You get to write in it. It's yours to do with whatever you want. And it's a great textbook. It has a lot of information in it. I have found that it's I know you can't really see that, but it's much easier to read than our normal textbook. And this was a great tool for students. Last year we placed an order, and about 50 students ordered the book. The book does cost $20. It would be yours to keep. Last year, like I said, we ordered 50. So there are 50-ish floating around out there that sophomores have. So if you know someone who took the class last year, you may want to inquire if they bought an AMSCO book, and if perhaps you could purchase at a discounted price from them. That would be great. Otherwise, I will be placing an order for the AMSCO books at the end of the first week, I'm kind of hoping. So if you are interested in an AMSCO book, you would just need to let me know via email, or if you're coming to school in person, you can let me know in person, just so I can get a rough count. I will order that many books, and then when they come in, that's when you would need to pay for them. And like I said, it's $20. You could just if you're coming to school in person, you could just bring your money to school. If you are an online student, we could work out a time to exchange. You could come in and get a pickup. I give you the book, you give me the $20, then I'll take it to the office for you and pay for it for you. So we can arrange a time like that, or if that doesn't work for you, we will work it out. So if you really would like an AMSCO book, just please let me know, even if you're remote, and we'll find a way to get it to you. Whether that be we do a quick pickup here at the high school, sometime, or we arrange something else, we will figure it out. They will take a couple of weeks to come in. So once we get them ordered, it'll be about 2 weeks before they come in. But the kids who had them last year, they found them to be really helpful. A lot of the kids who had them last year scored much higher on their AP exam. So it's another tool for you, especially since you guys have the benefit of having me first semester where we will be able to get through all the material, but I won't see you during second semester leading up to the test. So that is available for you as well. You can just email me or in person, let me know if you would like to order one. Like I mentioned before, I am really looking forward to working with you this year. I can't wait to meet you. Please always feel free to contact me. It's going to be a great, very interesting school year. We will see you next week. Bye.